after the holidays, how can we still tend to our audience and make them feel like we're not only there for the sale?
That's how you build that kind of connection from the brand itself to you, right? If I feel important for my brand, there's a high chance that they will get me to purchase from them again.
Marketing and sales is an emotional process. It's not something that comes directly from thought. Sometimes you don't have the money, but you have the emotion to do it because you are connected to that brand, whether it is for a good emotion or a bad emotion. It doesn't matter if it's because it brings you good memories or bad memories. There's always an emotion in there that makes you take that step and make that purchase. So people think that it's always about the logic and the numbers. Sometimes it's not. And if we know girl math, we know that it's not mathing, right? So it's always about the emotions, how we feel connected to that brand or that. How do you build that? Through social media, by being present in the people's life every single day. They open their device, whichever they like to browse through. They browse through the platform of their choice, and they find you and they connect with you and they see what's up, and it's like a friend that they're connecting with, and they start engaging, and they start recommending you, and they're part of your family now, and you need to take care of them as they are. So Pri, I would like to ask you, what are some recommendations? Let's start with one by one. One recommendation that we can give people out there after this holiday season, what can we do for our brands to stay relevant and don't drop our audience, after they have made all of these purchases and they're worn out, their wallets are empty and dry. Everybody's wallets are empty and dry. But it's, after the holidays, how can we still tend to our audience and make them feel like we're not only there for the sale?
So a lot of people, what they seem to get confused about is Black Friday right away. So that's kind of where the peak holiday season starts from, right? Let me put out this massive sale. Let me put out as much money as I possibly can behind this and then go from there. Some of my best performing accounts that I've had have done something really innovative with that. So instead of doing one consistent sale, they do micro sales throughout the whole entire Black Friday events. So they'll do a separate sale one day, the next day something else, something else, something else. And typically they start off with something very, very small, like a 15%, and build their way up to doing like 50% plus clearance, right? That way they're not sucking themselves dry completely. And honestly, in this economy, everyone's doing that. But what happens is that they're building this kind of brand recognition for someone who may be brand new. They can know that they can get something very, very discounted from their clearance, but it's still their brand. It's still that quality. It's still something that they can test out. And I think that's one of the biggest things about it, is that once you get someone hooked on your product, if you truly believe in that product, they will stay with you forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, what they do is once that holiday season's over, you start running into Christmas right away. And then what happens? New Year's. Everyone follows the same trend work behind it. But one thing that they keep forgetting to doing is putting their brand voice behind that. Still follow it. Yeah, for sure. Holiday seasons are coming up right after that. We have New Year's, and then we go into Valentine's Day and so on and so forth. But one thing behind it is people think that the only way I can capture someone and keep my numbers up, do a sale, do a sale, do a sale. No, don't do that, because all you're doing is dropping your own values down. That then what happens? You become a discount brand. Nobody
Yeah.
wants, right? So keeping yourself in a way that you're relevant to follow-ups, or maybe people who purchase from that time frame, you're following up with them maybe 6 months from now or something like that with an email blast, or giving them some sort of discount code in their email exclusively for them. That's how you build that kind of connection from the brand itself to you, right? If I feel important for my brand, there's a high chance that they will get me to purchase from them again. And that's really bad for my wallet, but honestly, it's great for them too. And you're making me want to join your community. You're making me want to be a part of you, right?
And you're making them feel special because they already made a purchase with you, and you're following up with them exclusively rather than with everybody else on, the website, social media, etc.
Yeah, and I understand it's hard for a lot of people because at one point, consumers may feel like, okay, I'm just getting bombarded by someone else. If they're a first-time customer, maybe have a separated email blast that goes out, because there's ways to automate this too. But having something that goes out for first-time purchasers, that makes them feel a lot more important than just a huge blast to everyone that's on your email list, right? Because how many times have you unsubscribed, Ari, from everything that you may have gotten through your emails?
Every day I unsubscribe for something different. Yeah. And I don't know when I subscribed to that thing.
magical at this point. But once you get that connection to them, or even if it's a product that you really love, you'll always pay attention to that. It's about making someone feel important, right? And
Yeah.
that's with consumers as well. I think that's something that a lot of business owners kind of forget. You're also a consumer. What's going to make you want
Mhm.
to click a little bit more with someone, right?
Mhm.
But looking back at like, what is it that I would purchase from someone with advertising? Again, going back to skincare, I think today's topic is just skincare for us. But
It's something about us glowing.
yeah, I know. It's that post Black Friday glow.
It is.
So one thing for me though is that I am South Asian. So for us, we have a lot of hyperpigmentation, skin irritation, a lot of different things that we unfortunately have to deal with. What is it that I'm gonna fall for? Someone who is my color and who is probably using a product that kind of reflects something that I'm insecure about. So when you have marketing items like that are out on your social media, that's what's going to get people to actually at least pay attention to you for a little while, right? For me, I might sit with a brand for maybe somewhere between like a week to a month, just making sure that this is something that's actually effective, right? And if I start
Yeah,
seeing a lot more people are looking at reviews, never forget you
absolutely.
utilize those reviews on your social media to
Mhm.
the ends of existence at that point. But having all of those captured during your off season is perfect. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I think that's something that people get held up on after the Black Friday seasons or even holiday seasons. They put so much money behind doing advertisements for themselves. They forget you have friends, you have family, you have other people that you can probably just have come over, take some pictures with. They don't have to be high quality. I think that's something
Mhm.
that everyone kind of misconstrues is that you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get these beautiful product photo shoots. You really
No.
don't. You don't. Because
Mm-mm.
that's what that people are going to look for. They're going to look for something that they can relate to. I
Yeah.
can't relate to $1,000 photo shoot of a product.
Mm-mm.
No.
No. No,
So
you need to these two things. It need to be relatable and affordable, right? These two
exactly.
things need to be together. They need to be connected to the audience and to the consumer, and they need to feel this connection with the product, with the brand, and just through being authentic, that's how you accomplish it. If you're, super plastic and fake, I think we have past that time when everything was perfect with advertising. And right now it's not. And we see that the more imperfect it is, then the better it is. And, we're seeing a lot of people going without any makeup and without, any filters and all that. So that is trending. And don't be afraid just to take that step. Don't be lousy, of course. Be very careful with your brand and how you're presenting it, but it doesn't need to be 100% professional or perfect. Now we have phones, they have fantastic cameras, even better. We have seen all of these huge billboards that this photo was taken with an iPhone 16. And oh my God, the quality of just that image is fantastic. So if you already have a good phone, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars with a professional photo shoot. You could just take it with your phone, upload it, and just take that step instead of waiting for it to be perfect.
Exactly. And use this opportunity right now because a lot of people have spent more money during the holiday seasons for their photo shoots because they want that
Mm,
holiday season behind it, right? Use the
yeah.
fact that this is off season coming up to, if you want those professional photos, go for it now. This is where people are actually going to probably have a lot more for photographers, have some discounts going on. They're not going to be as busy. You're not going to have to wait as long to get them done. Go for smaller quantities too. I've seen a lot of people go for these massive quantities on their photo shoots and
And then
then
they're outdated.
yes, my rule for a lot of people right now, when they ask me how often should I be getting photo shoots done for my products, every 6 to 12 months, get at least a few good photos done. And especially when you're having a product launch, you should always have something that relates to your branding. Not saying that every brand has to look identical, but
Mhm.
having your voice in your photos is what's going to drive it a lot better, right? Especially for us, if we're doing landing pages for someone or anything like that, we want to put their brand out there. First question we always ask, do you have a brand guideline that we can follow? Do you have creative assets that follow that? Is everything up to date? If something's off and we're making this beautiful landing page or we're reconstructing your social media for you and you don't have the images that work for your voicing, you're not going to capture those same people again. And
Mm-mm.
like just like how you were saying right now, we have these high quality phones that work wonders for us. That's even better. Get up and close and personal. Look at the skin texture. Show people what fabric is used in the clothes. How breathable is it? How great is the leather on these shoes? Use the fact that you have that advantage to do that. A lot of this really great brand that I used to work with, they did nothing with professional photo shoots at all. Never. And they are close to $1 million business currently. What did they do? They made their videos as relatable as humanly possible, and they're thriving because they've built that community. They've built that trust behind their brand. That's all it really takes to become successful. You need to build that consumer trust. And if you don't have that, you haven't built that, the chances of you reaching those heights that you want for your business, your 5 goals, your 10-year goals, whatever it is, it's going to take longer to get there.
Be authentic and relatable. All right, folks. So this is it. This was Priyanka and Adi talking about social media and how to be relevant with your audience after the holiday season, how to take care of it, and how important being present in your audience's life is as a brand. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, follow, and drop some comments over here. Share some love.
Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Gad's Girls. You know me, I'm Leandra, you've met me before on here, but we have a special guest today, Cindy, who is,
Hi.
she's one of our specialists here at Solutions 8 and she's super awesome. She's been doing Google Ads for 6 years